Hey everybody, Lee from URC again. Let's talk about integrations, which is kind of who and what we are, right? We're a control company. We strive to be best in class at control and work with best in class brands for control. So kind of a key tenet and a big deal for us. We've long been known to have the de facto standard database, both IR, IP, and RS-232. And we also have a giant library of two-way modules available on our dealer portal. That's pages and pages and pages of them, and way more than we have time to cover here. So I strongly suggest you take a few minutes, peruse the pages. You can check it out by category, by section, and the different types of things we control. There's some key things everybody always wants to know about and talk about, though. Be it lighting. We work with all the best-in-class guys. The big names beyond our own lighting, of course, is Lutron, Vantage, Philips Hue, DMX-based things for any of the low-voltage lighting, Shelly. And one of the key parts is the fact that it's a unified module where all these devices work in the same submenu. So even if you mix and match, you've got Lutron for most of your lighting and then some Philips Hue mixed in, you don't have to go to separate menus for it. It all shows up in the same place. Makes it a lot easier and nicer to use for the end user. We also make it very easy to integrate those things, both Lutron and Vantage. It's a matter of adding the module, telling it the IP, and the login and password, and you're done because we pull the file off of their processor. Make an edit to Lutron, no big deal. Reboot the processor, our processor, and it'll pull in that update. It makes it really easy to work with, and we're pretty tight with them. We've worked with Lutron for just a few years. We actually had QSX and RAW3 integration before they even released the product. We work with them ahead. And having those partnerships with those manufacturers is a big deal. We think it's critical that we have tight partnerships with them. It's not just us doing our own back-end hack of something. We work tightly with them. That way it works the same way that they would expect and intend, and it works within their ecosystem so that it's not going to break. A great example of that is Sonos. We're on the API 2.0, and we've never broken. And I know there's a lot of hiccups out there every time there's a major upgrade, that S1, S2 upgrade. I know there was pain around that, but we actually didn't have any break, which is great. So it takes more effort on our part, it takes more time, but we think it's worth it. Some other great examples of that is Comcast integration, which we are the one and only one with Comcast Voice. We're actually tight and tied into their back end. Same thing with Apple. We've become a HomeKit client. We do Apple TV Voice. Again, first and only one with HomeKit Voice for Apple, and it's tied in tight. And again, it's a lot of work on our part. Those were years of development, but the net result is worth it. And that means it's not going to break for you because their system would have to break. That's a big deal. Reliability is key. That's what your client wants, and that's what you want. You don't want to have to make return trips. Those aren't profitable. So the way we do it maybe is a little different for those things. And we talked about lighting. There's HVAC. We work with the key suspects, the regular players. Mentioned Apple. Mentioned Comcast. They're a big deal. We have voice for them. We also have voice through Amazon. We are an Alexa client, so whatever Alexa is, we are. We actually become an Alexa client, which is great. So anything that's native in Alexa, we can do. Want to do voice search in Sonos instead of having to type out a song? You can. It's great. It's native. Want to do voice of your Roku? We work the same as Alexa Roku skill. Anything that they do, we do. And in addition, you can use that for your own macro triggers. The same as you'd have a button push that you write a macro for, you can also use a voice trigger for that, which is very nice. By the way, built into TRC 1480, TDC 5100, TKP 8600, all have push-to-talk Alexa built in. So your customer who doesn't like it always listening, it's a physical contact. You have to push that button and hold it in for it to be listening. It's a big plus. It's also near field. You don't have to yell across the room at her. She's right there. You can talk to her, which is nice. And by the way, those then also work for Comcast, Apple, etc. So, those are kind of the big key things with voice. We can tie in anything with those. We do also have Google integration that we can do Google Voice for triggers as well. So beyond voice, the other popular things, Roku is huge. People love Roku integration because you can direct launch a service. We can put a button on the main page that we can launch to Netflix, we can launch to Amazon, launch it into YouTube or Hulu or whatever services they have. Because their customers know what those services are, they don't know what Roku is. That makes it easier for them to use. And beyond being able to use the Alexa voice to do a search, we also have a pop-up keyboard on the touch panel. You can type what you want. No more up, down, left, right ad nauseum. You can actually type it. very, very cool. That's wildly popular. Obviously, Apple TV with voice is a big deal. Comcast with voice is a big deal. Music streamers are the other big deal because it ties into our audio system, which we talked about separately, but we love. We have integration to all the key players. Again, our goal is to be best-in-class control and work with best-in-class in the other areas. Sonos, Hios, Bluesound, MusicCast, Russ Sound MBX, Autonomic, Fusion, Bose SoundTouch, really any of the main players. And the key thing with those is they're all built on the same SDK. So it doesn't matter which one you use, they look, feel, and operate the same. And it's a clean, simple interface for your customer because that's what they need. That's why they're hiring you. They don't want it to be intimidating. They're all built on that same clean look and feel, and I can mix and match. So if I do some Sonos, but I want to add Bluesound to have high res, it doesn't feel completely different using one from the other. It makes it clean and simple. Music streaming is a big deal, so we play with all those key players. HVAC, key players, Ecobee, Tecmar, Apple Air, and Google Nest thermostats. We work with all of them. Again, you can combine them. We can listen and react to them as well as control them. Big deal coming up. Everybody talks about access control. We have Doorbird, works awesome. We are about to add Ring integration as well. That'll do any of the Ring doorbells. Not only can you talk and see it, you can also react to it. So if somebody rings the doorbell, I can use that to trigger an audio file on my audio system to play Wings Let 'Em In for my doorbell, which is very cool. So in addition, we'll also do their cameras. And by the way, those cameras don't just show up here or here, they show up on any of our interfaces, remotes included. And why is that a big deal that the remote works the same as the other interface? Same thing, my music, my Roku, etc. is all the same on here. I don't have to know which one I'm using to teach the customer, and the customer doesn't have to know which one they're using, what they can do where. You know, am I really ever going to watch cameras on my remote? Well, probably not, but they don't have to know what they can do where because they can do everything everywhere. It's a big deal. So let's talk a little bit also about commercial integration, commercial modules, because we do a lot of commercial and we care about it. So, you know, obviously we have our own HDA audio, we have our separate video on that we talk about some of the applications of that. We have our volume mixer module, but we do also work with some of the top DSPs in the market, like Symmetrics, DBX, Biamp. Again, there's tons of modules on our website to check out. But we work with some of those DSPs. We work with great product like Vadio for VTC. For video conferencing, we have a module for that not only can you control it, you can actually see if it's muted so you know when you're calling the boss a jerk. We have some great integration to music streamers that often get used in those commercial applications. We work with pretty much all the major players, but a key focus in that area is either Autonomic or Fusion because they'll let you do multiple accounts per unit, and we got to worry about ASCAP fees. So we work with those things that meet those applications. Obviously there's lighting, there's Lutron, there's Vantage in those areas, and HVAC and some other things, but some of the key things like the music integration and video conferencing are pretty big focuses for us that we have great integration to them. In addition to letting you write your own IP and RS-232 modules too for those dynamic devices that you can't have a pre-configured one. Check out more, again, lots of modules on our website. Check them out and see what all there is.